Join the kids on Kids World tomorrow morning at 7:30. WTRF Television Wheeling. You're watching WTRF-TV 7 Wheeling.
Good evening. Belmont County Sheriff Tom McCourt will be turning over information Monday to the FBI that he gained from his investigation of a 31-year employee with the county. McCourt investigated tax mapping activities involving Stanley Doc Stando. Stando was involved in checking deed descriptions of land to ensure that they met county standards.
WTRF Television Wheeling.
Good evening. President Reagan is attending his last Allied Economic Summit. Reagan flew to the Canadian city of Toronto today for 3 days of talks with 6 other Western leaders.
Television news and television as a whole is a high-stress business. There are ratings and deadlines to deal with, not to mention the problem shared by all businesses making the payroll. But it's also a business that enjoys laughing at itself. It sort of breaks the stress. What we're about to show you was done almost 10 years ago. It was for in-house
forecast.
And while we're away, take a guess about how much this big fellow weighs. We'll tell you.
News at 11 continues.
And as advertised, Michelle Kepler rejoins us.
It looks like a pretty nice weekend, Michelle. It's going to be a very nice weekend. Let's take a look at her.
Covering the Ohio Valley, county by county. This is 7 News This Morning.
This is WTRF, the home of the area's fastest growing newscast. 7 News at 11 begins right now. You're watching WTRF, the home of 7 News. 7 News begins now. Now, forecast first, brought to you by Encova Insurance.
Well, good evening. It's 5:30. I'm meteorologist Joe Fitzwater. Really a beautiful day across the state of West Virginia as we've seen the mostly sunny skies. No issues whatsoever. The temperatures, though, slowly starting to creep up. We're up into the mid to upper 80s in the lowlands. We're in the low 80s in the West Virginia mountains. And, folks, it is going to get a lot hotter from here as we head into your Tuesday. We'll time that out for you as well. Let's talk about the threat for some strong storms. That's coming up on West Virginia Tonight, which starts right now.
From the state capitol with news from across the Mountain State, this is West Virginia Tonight.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Curtis. West Virginia Tonight is your local election headquarters. 5 o'clock was the deadline to drop off an absentee ballot in person with your county clerk's office across the state.
Right now at 10, construction workers accidentally hit a gas line, led to some traffic headaches for Brooke County drivers. We'll take a look in just a few moments. Our other top story right now, we have an update on coronavirus here in the Mountain State. Over the past week, West Virginia has seen an uptick in the number of positive coronavirus cases, and a lot of health officials are worried people are letting their guard down. Thank you for joining us for 7 News at 10. I'm Logan Radnick, and the simplest answer, they say, is to wear a mask, and that's an idea that soon might be mandatory in the Mountain State. 7 News West Virginia political reporter Mark Curtis has more.
John Dominic and tomorrow's forecast tonight at 11.
Call it home. Workers at the mines, I'll call it home.
Friends with foaming signs, I'll call it home.
Barges on the river, teams that can deliver, call it home. Neighbors in the valley, call it home. Folks who jamboree, I'll call it home. Living here in Wheeling, we can share the feeling, call it home. TV7 calls it home. Call it home. Joggers on the block, I'll call it home.
Workers punching clocks, I'll call it home.
Hard hats in a coal mine, children in the sunshine, call it home. Steelers making sparks, I'll call it home. Golfers in the park, I'll call it home. Valley generations, television stations call it home. TV7 calls it home.